Two shootings in the city of Harrisburg last night, now being connected by police. A man is dead, another injured. Police say they've arrested the suspect responsible for both. Thanks for joining us at 6 o'clock. I'm Candace Scalise, and today police announced murder charges against Javar Geter in connection with a shooting last night on 18th Street in Allison Hill. We have team coverage tonight as we learn more about these shootings. TJ Anthony spoke with the parent of the victim who was killed last night. We're going to start, though, with CBS 21's Maxine Rose, who was at the scene last night, and she questioned police today about what they know so far regarding these shootings. Maxine.
Harrisburg Police's Lieutenant Kyle Gouch confirming today in a relatively last-minute press conference to set the record straight that the two shootings are in fact connected. He says the alleged shooter in both of the shootings last night is Javar Geter. Take a listen to what he had to say about that today.
Early this morning, 2 warrants were sought for that individual, Mr. Geter, who I'd published on Crime Watch. And about an hour and a half, 2 hours after publishing on Crime Watch, Mr. Geter did turn himself in at the Harrisburg Bureau of Police, and he is in custody.
So again, Mr. Geter did turn himself in today. Well, police say it was a fist fight that ended in gunfire last night at 18th and Park Streets in Allison Hill, according to an affidavit. Geter was fighting 2 people, including Rakeed Watson. Officers say Watson was shot multiple times, and while he was laying on the ground next to a vehicle, Geter allegedly stood over him and shot him again. A witness also told police they could, quote, feel the bullets go past them and that they were scared for their life as well. Gouch says police arrived around 6 last night and that emergency care was provided to Watson, but he died on the scene. That was only the first shooting, though. Court records state around 2 hours later, police were called to the hospital where a separate gunshot victim arrived. Investigators determined that that victim was shot on Market Street after an alleged carjacking took place. Police say video shows Geter getting into the passenger seat of a car and shooting the victim twice in the head. He is now in critical condition.
My priority is the criminal investigation and the families and preserving what we can for a successful prosecution down the road. I have to be somewhat delicate on what I provide. I know you guys want a lot, but I can only provide so much. I have to protect the integrity of the investigation as well.
A lot of questions still remaining here tonight, but what Gouch was able to tell us is that police believe that everybody involved in that initial incident is believed to have known each other or know of each other. As for the second incident, though, police believe that that was random. We do know that Geter is with Dauphin County Booking, awaiting arraignment, and Gouch says that then he will be held without bail in Dauphin County Prison. Reporting live in Harrisburg, I'm Maxine Rose, CBS 21 News.
Maxine, thank you. Next to me, a photo of Rakeed Watson, the man who was shot and killed around 6 o'clock last night. CBS 21's TJ Anthony continues our team coverage. He was the only reporter to speak with his father tonight. Tell us a little bit more about Rakeed Watson and his dad, TJ.
Well, Candace, let me start by first telling you that there were so many emotional moments during that interview, understandably. I mean, the victim was just 18 when he lost his life, unfortunately. And the victim's father tells me that his son had so many dreams, goals, and aspirations that he really wanted to work towards and achieve. And right now, we do know that there is a suspect in custody in connection to that killing, but that still does not change the pain.
My son was everything to me. My son was my first child. My son is why I tried my hardest to be a parent.
Isaiah Daniel wiping away tears, describing his firstborn child, Rakeed Watson, whose life was taken just yesterday.
My pain was his pain. Everything we went through, we shared. He was a big brother.
On Monday, police arrived at the scene around North 18th and Park Streets after shots rang out. Those same shots hitting and killing Rakeed, only 18 years old.
I heard the gunshots, and I drove on my motorcycle around the corner, and I found him. And he was on the ground, and I found him, and he was breathing a little bit, so I held him.
Isaiah's son graduated high school recently. His father and uncle remember how much Rakeed's siblings meant to him, and they also remember his infectious spirit.
He protected his siblings. He knew what they meant to him. They knew what he meant.
He was the big brother, and he owned that. He just had a lot of energy, always goofy with his brothers and his sister, you know. He just loved to be around people. He had just so much energy, you know. He was bright.
The suspect, Javar Geter, a 32-year-old, arrested today in connection to that shooting. As far as if the arrest brings closure to the victim's father,
no, I just want to bury my son.
and the suspect right now is being charged with murder and recklessly endangering another person. For now, reporting live in Harrisburg, TJ Anthony, CBS 21 News. Back to you.
TJ, thanks for sharing that emotional interview with us tonight. We do know GoFundMe has been set up to support his family during this unthinkable time. So far, more than $800 has been raised. If you want to help out, you can make a donation and find the link on our website on cbs21.com. That's also where you can find more updates on this story as we continue to ask questions from police.
I heard gunshots, and I drove on my motorcycle around the corner, and I found him. And he was on the ground, and I found him, and he was breathing a little bit, so I held him.
Can't imagine a father holding his son during his last moments. And he is mourning the loss of that very son after he was violently killed last night in a shooting. You're going to hear him recount seeing his son for the last time. Thanks for joining us at 5:30. I'm Candace Scalise. Today, police announced murder charges against Javar Geter in connection with the shooting last night on 18th Street in Allison Hill, as well as a separate shooting that has now left one person hurt in critical condition. That second one happened on Market Street in a carjacking. Maxine Rose joining us live outside of the City Government Center, where we just learned some more information from police less than 24 hours later. Maxine, do police believe the suspect knew the victims in both of these shootings?
Harrisburg Police's Lieutenant Kyle Gouch told us today that all of the people in that first incident on North 18th and Park Streets were familiar with one another. But as for that second incident, it is not clear at this point whether they did have any connection, and so it is believed to have been totally random.
We have that first shooting that happened around 6 o'clock last night. What led up to that? Have police said how it all started?
Police write in the affidavit that there was a fight that initially broke out between the suspect, the victim, and one other person. And after the fight had broke out, the suspect had allegedly pulled out a gun and then shot the victim and had even shot the victim at close range.
We have this second victim, too, who was shot and is in critical condition. So since this suspect ends up turning himself into police, what kind of charges is he facing? Where is he now?
Well, right now he is in Dauphin County booking right now. He's awaiting arraignment. He is expected to be held without bail at this time. But we do know that that right now he's facing criminal attempt for murder. But of course, with the status of that person in critical condition developing, we should see some sort of update from police in the coming days, just about what's going to happen next. But assuming that he does pull through, we should see for that incident alone, the shooter would be facing criminal attempt.
Okay. This is still very developing. It happened less than 24 hours ago, 6 o'clock last night.
Right.
Yeah, 24. Thank you. Thank you for that update, Maxine. We know that GoFundMe has been set up. This is to help the family of Watson, the guy who was shot and killed. So far, over $800 has been raised. If you want to donate, you can find a link on our website, cbs21.com. And tonight at 6 o'clock, CBS 21's TJ Anthony, he's joining us live. He just spoke with Rakeed Watson's father, that man who died. And so he's going to have that exclusive interview at 6 o'clock.